Language. Expressing yourself. It is so easy for so many of us. But what if it ain't? Like for Nathalie. Or when you are hit by a stroke. Or when you are gradually going to lose your ability to speak, sign and write due to a neuromuscular disease, like ALS. Imagine, what would that mean for your life? What kind of support would you expect? What would you wish for? People with severe speech or language problems rely on AAC, augmentative and alternative communication, to solve everyday communicative challenges. AAC can take many forms. It is a challenging, multidisciplinary field. Children with severe developmental disabilities come to us at the Children's Rehabilitation Department of the St. Maartens Clinic because we try to learn them how to communicate. I'm going to introduce you to Sude to briefly illustrate some interventions we developed, and then I give the floor to Nathalie. Here you see Sude. Sude has cerebral palsy. You see her in interaction with her mother. Sude has learned to ask for her ball through touching the picture symbol of ball, which is stuck on the blue bulk. After touching the symbol, Mother and Sude play with the ball. And while playing, Mother herself also communicates with these symbols. So Sude sees how you can communicate with these symbols and learns the meaning of them. For children who communicate with multiple picture symbols, we developed a linguistically based vocabulary, so these children can learn how to produce sentences. Here you see one page of this vocabulary. You can imagine what kind of effort it takes to produce a sentence using such a vocabulary. You'll see Sude, a couple years older. She now uses a Tobii computer with eye tracker. She selected the words of the sentence you hear herself, with her eyes, using this vocabulary.
Ik speel met.
I play with.
Ik speel met opa.
I play with grandfather. What you wish for these children is that they become literate, to be able to read and write. So they are not depending on the adult to put the symbols in the device. And their vocabulary will be endless. With extensive support, Sude is now on the right track to become literate, as you will see in the next video. We know, however, that many of these children aren't.
Wat is de eerste letter?
The speech therapist asked, what is the first letter of the word pet?
P.
And Sude selects the letter P from her alphabet card. Nathalie.
Now I would like to tell you something about my life and wishes. At first I have to say that the computer voice I use does not pronounce everything perfectly. My life without my Tobii, this speech-generating device I control with my eyes, was rather limited. When I was 6 years old, my mother discovered that I could read. Before that time, people assumed that I would be mentally disabled because of the severity of my disability. My mother made a map with letters, and by using eye gaze I selected the right letters. When I was young, I already used several devices. I controlled these devices by using my head and foot. It was terribly slow. Typing was of no use because it took me 5 minutes to select my message, and by that time everybody was gone already. Since I am using my Tobii, my life has completely changed. I am able to communicate with everybody and to start a conversation. By using my Tobii, I can control a smartphone and a tablet. I can go out with friends without needing any help of an assistant. I have a job within a multimedia company, and I'm working as a volunteer. But now I am going to ask you, what can you do for me? I need help with some issues. So listen carefully and approach us after this presentation to share your solution to my wishes. There is word prediction on my Tobii, just as in a smartphone. When I'm typing, I need to focus on a letter with my eyes for a specific amount of time, and then the letter is selected. The time that is needed to select a letter is so short that I don't have the time to read the words that are predicted, because when I look at the predicted word, that word is also selected. Therefore, I unfortunately cannot use word prediction. When I get an email, I want to respond to that email. But I can't read the email and at the same time type my message. At that moment, I need an assistant who writes the questions down on which I need to respond in my email. I should have the possibility to use two different kinds of technology at the same time. I also want to create a voice that is based on somebody's real voice. It is already possible, but takes an enormous amount of time, and I haven't found a voice that fits me the most. And last but not least, I would like to have a screen at the back of my Tobii, so my communication partner can read what I'm typing and still sits in front of me. But I need to be able to put that screen in a second when I don't want anyone to read my message. These were some technological issues I am dealing with. It underlines the fact that augmentative and alternative communication is never finished, and consumer perspectives should play a major role in the design and development of EC technologies. Promoting the best possible communication for people with complex communication needs is a must. Communication, connecting with other people, sharing your thoughts is a basic need. Also for persons who are mentally challenged and need even more extensive support. In order to truly use the power of technology, professionals must ensure that EC intervention is driven, not by the devices, but rather by the communication needs of the individual. Group of symbols, my goal is to build awareness about augmentative and alternative communication. Communication, for everyone, anytime and anywhere. Now I would like to introduce you to the next speaker. His name is Stefan van Rooyen from the company Visit You. They develop very special glasses for patients who stay in hospitals. In that way they can stay in touch with their family. That sounds as a great new product to me.
Klaar.